Hi guys, welcome back. So today's video is going to be the truth about K-pop managers, or all about K-pop managers. I've seen some things on the news lately, so I thought why not talk about what the management world is like, what kind of things I've seen. Just to let you guys know, I opened up a second channel where I talk about mysteries, discussion, and all the things you guys wanted me to talk about, all up on my second channel, so go ahead and subscribe. I have amazing, interesting content there. Also, I am not naked. A lot of people ask. I have clothes on. So recently on the news, you guys probably heard there's a boy group named Must Be, and they got into a car accident where the manager actually ended up passing away, and you wonder why there's so many car accidents involving artists and managers. I've also seen that Group 17 says they had 15 different managers. I just want to talk about the environment of what kind of harsh conditions these managers do have to endure. Don't worry, I've seen a lot of good managers, but I've seen also a lot of naughty, bad managers as well. There's many different types of managers. So we have the road managers, we have the schedule managers, and if you're in the big companies, I'm sure you have all different types of managers. If you're in a smaller company, usually they only have one manager who does everything. Mostly they're male, and a lot of road managers, they're in the young 20s. So they start kind of wanting to dive into this entertainment celebrity world, and a lot of managers, if you can endure this hell, this really tough condition, you know, after about 7 to 10 years, you're considered to be more of the higher level managers. Managers have like a status or ranking within themselves, especially if you go inside broadcasting stations. You see many different managers, so they're basically there to get some kind of show or promotion for their own artists. That's why there's so many competitions. Management treatment and how managers treat you definitely differs between their own personality, between how long they've been in this industry, depending on your status. So if you're a trainee, if you're a newcomer, if you're a rookie singer, or now if you're a famous singer, all these factors and status depend on each other's treatment. So let's dive into what kind of jobs these managers have. So number one, road managers. They're kind of like the lowest ranking in the system, in the company system. So road managers usually to drive the artist around, running errands, you know, getting food for the artist, just kind of keeping the artist together, and some other things. And then you have like the schedule managers. If these are different people, schedule managers basically go to broadcasting companies to get some kind of shows or, you know, promotions. To get those spot on the variety shows or music shows, managers have to go to broadcasting companies. They need to basically have a close bond with the producers in order for these producers to give some kind of show or opportunity to this company. So in order to get these spots, a lot of companies will spend a lot of money in something called gebabyk, or they used to have gifts, but I heard that giving gifts to producers and higher people are not allowed anymore. It's against the law now. So a lot of people have gebabyk, meaning you splurge money on food and alcohol in order to cater to the producers. Basically, that's what the smaller companies, except probably the big three, have to do in order for them to get a spot for their own artists. So it's a hustling job. That's why a lot of managers have this like tough, mean kind of image. It's basically like a safari out there in the entertainment world where you have to literally be the alpha lion in order to get that spot. I don't think I've seen a manager that doesn't smoke. Like all managers that I've seen in my life, they all smoke because it's so stressful. A lot of managers also don't get a lot of sleep. So if you're a manager, more like the lower ranking manager, you will have to do all the work that the company tells you to do. For example, you have to wake up really early in order to pick up the artist, take them to the shop. You gotta wait hours for your artist salon session to be done, and then you take them far away to the broadcasting station, wherever that is. Usually filming goes up to 14 hours. Generally, within the 14 hours, you gotta take care of your artist, give food to your artist, give whatever the artist's needs are, and then within these time between, you probably gotta do what the company tells you to do, which is running errands, doing this, doing that, and then you gotta pick up your artist, take them home, and then it's really late in the night and have 1 or 2 hours of sleep or a couple hours of sleep, go back to the company and do whatever you need to do. I've seen so many managers get yelled at by the CEO or the higher staff, and even if things are not their fault, they just get on and yelled at because they are the lower ranking. If you're a manager that's supposed to take care of the group, if they don't lose weight, if they don't listen to you, if they're late to coming to the office, or if they don't do well at the shows, the managers get on. And that is why some of the managers are so mean and nasty and rude to the trainees or to the artists, because they get shit on because they don't want to get yelled at. It's not their fault. I think I've talked about this, but I've seen a manager, she was a female manager, yell at one of the trainees, and she was eating a salad. I think it was because she got shit on by the upper people that the girls weren't losing weight. So a lot of the road managers or the lower ranking managers usually start from 150만 원, which is roughly about $1,500 a month, which is a pretty low salary for no overwork pay. Also, it doesn't matter what time you go home after the schedule, you have to be at the office by 9 a.m. So that is a very small amount of money for what you do. I've also seen a lot of managers pay out of their own pocket for artists. For example, I'm sure there's only a limited amount of company cars out there, and I'm sure you do have to rotate the company card, and there's like a limited amount you could use within the month. So a lot of managers pay out of their own pocket with artist food or trainees food and different things that they are told to do, like errands. And they're supposed to keep the receipts and give it to the company and ask the company to refund the money back, but I've seen a lot of cases where they don't get money refunded for months at a time. So yeah, being a manager is a really tough job. You need to be physically, mentally really stable. Also, a lot of managers, I'm sure, have to attend something called 회식, or it's like the night meetings with alcohol and food where you buy things for producers or higher ranking people, and usually you kind of have to drink with them. And it doesn't end there. You know, in Korea, the drinking culture is literally till the morning. You have to buy them first round, second round, which is like private karaoke bars, third round, more alcohol. So a lot of road managers have to attend that instead of like the higher staff members. So you could guess, you know, if managers have been drinking all night till morning, they need to still get 1 or 2 hours of sleep, go into the work office by 9 a.m., take care of the artist for whatever their schedule is, and then, you know, the rotation just goes round and round. So you guys seen a lot of managers deal with fans, and a lot of managers get criticized on for hitting fans or pushing them or yelling at them. I do understand that, you know, looking and watching that is very harsh, but on the other hand, managers, you know, have such a tough job, and they're very sensitive, and they just take care of things and the situation. And when you have fans swarming your artists, usually managers have to be that military tough guy in order to relieve the situation. So I've seen a lot of good managers as well who really care for the trainees and artists, who really care about music and entertainment. If you do have a close relationship with the managers, if they do catch you doing something bad, for example, going out at night or having a boyfriend or girlfriend, I'm sure they won't tell the upper staff or the CEO what's going on, and they'll kind of be on your side. But I've also seen a lot of bad managers. I remember, oh my god, there's this one manager. He was actually pretty old to be a road manager. I've heard later he moved on to a different company, and I had a friend there, you know, who was a trainee and an artist in that company, and she actually heard that that manager started contacting one of the girl trainees and confessed that he liked her. You see a lot of those naughty managers. I had this one friend tell me which happened to her friend. She was an artist, and one of her managers confessed to her that he liked her and that they wanted to get married after they were done with this whole, you know, entertainment world. Yeah, I know that it's hard to like expose things that happen to your company, so if those things do happen which are too extreme, you should definitely let someone know. But I know it's so hard to speak up because they might be scared. They might feel like if you do tell the company, you know, that manager will come and like kill you or something. Just kidding, they won't kill you, but you know, they might come and do something crazy if they were crazy enough to confess to an artist. So why do managers drive fast? Now, they're not driving fast because they want to, they're just taught that way. A lot of artists have tight schedules, and a lot of these schedules are in different cities and different towns in Korea. It's not like everything is in Seoul. So I remember every single time I would get in the car with a manager, they drive super fast. They don't even care about the laws out there. Like, their driving skills are literally like a freaking race car driver, and the company tells them to be at a certain point at a certain time, then you have to make it. There's no excuses for that. That's why they have to drive fast and get there no matter what. Also, I believe one thing that should be changed in Korea is more like the traffic laws. They're very weak. Even the fines in Korea, if you run a traffic light or if you're fast, it's only a couple dollars. Like the maximum is like $70 or something like that. It's not expensive. Did you know that in Korean GPS, they show you where all the traffic lights are? So if you have a speed camera coming up within 50 meters, your GPS tells you. So what a lot of people do in Korea is you speed, and when you have the camera coming up, you slow down, and then you speed again. They cater to different producers and production companies and go to meetings, and they take care of the artists and then drive 6-7 hours down to somewhere you have a schedule really far away from Seoul. I mean, these managers are human beings. They're not robots, but they are treated like robots. You guys will notice a lot of managers are male. You don't really see a lot of female managers, but I've seen a couple female managers, and damn, I don't even know how female managers take it, because I've told this story before in my training video, but I was in a car with one female manager that I used to have, and she was literally getting hated on, cursed on, yelled at through the phone, and I would hear like our co-president yelling at her, and she just had to put on a poker face for us. And I just had to talk about my personal story that happened once. I used to have this manager who we were like oil and water. He did not like me and I did not like him. He was more like that really traditional, old-fashioned. He just wanted like 100% respect. And for me, it's like, I'll give you a little bit of respect, but I'm not going to lick the plate for you. He was always negative. He was never encouraging me. And when it felt like he was encouraging me, he really wasn't. I later found out that he was just blowing up certain situations, lying about things that I didn't even do or say. I mean, that manager, one time we were somehow, I think the talk of like boyfriends came up. Somehow the conversation turned really weird, and he was like, oh, I guess you were sucking on your boyfriend's lips. Like, ew. And I got so offended when this guy said that, just because like I didn't like him in the first place, and for him to like talk in such nasty, for me it was so hard to endure. Someone that should be encouraging and someone that should be on your side and be your biggest fan be so negative to you that I can't even get my work done. And it was so hard to do certain shows because I just had negative people around me. I'm sure there's also a really good side to the management system, and I'm sure it will change in the future. I hope so, but disclaimer, this is my own personal experience. I've probably only seen like the surface layer of what's going on. I mean, if these are the things that I've seen, things must go really bad when the doors are closed. So anyway, you guys, I hope this video showed you a little bit of a light on the management world. It's a really tough world out there. Honestly, I really applaud the managers because they go through such a tough time. You have to give credit to these managers. I mean, it's harder than probably being an artist sometimes. Again, this is from my own personal experiences. I'm sure other people have their own experiences. There's good and bad in everything. If you like this video, give a thumbs up and subscribe. Bye!